The following STARZ privacy notice can be found on the STARZ website at starz.com/us/en/privacy. There will be a link below in the video's description. STARZ Privacy Notice, effective date, December 10th, 2024. Thank you for visiting a STARZ Entertainment LLC, STARZ, company, us, we, or our property. This privacy notice explains how STARZ collects, uses, stores, shares, and secures your information. Learn more about interest-based advertising under cookies, advertising, and tracking, and your choices. If you are a resident of California, please see our California Privacy Notice. If you are a resident of Colorado, Connecticut, Montana, Oregon, Texas, Utah, or Virginia, please see our Colorado, Connecticut, Montana, Oregon, Texas, Utah, or Virginia Privacy Notice. If you are a resident of Nevada, please see our Nevada Privacy Notice. Contact us. If you have any questions about this privacy notice, our use of your personal information, cookies, or similar technologies, please contact us at privacy@starz.com. Applicability. This privacy notice applies when you subscribe or use the STARZ subscription service or any other related services. You access and use our websites and any other digital property linking to this privacy notice, including starz.com sites. You download and use our STARZ mobile application or other mobile applications. You interact with features or downloads that are made available through the services, sites, or applications, features. You communicate with us in any manner, including by email, telephone, or in-person communications. When we interact with certain external third parties, such as distributors, contractors, internet service providers, advertisers, analytics providers, online and offline data providers, voice assistant platform providers, and other related third-party service providers, third parties. Acknowledgement. Please read this privacy notice carefully. By using our services, sites, features, applications, and engaging in communications, you represent that you have read and understood this privacy notice. What information do we collect about you? Depending on how you interact with our services, sites, features, applications, the nature of your communications, and our interaction with third parties, we may collect the following pieces of your information: name and address, date of birth, contact information, such as email address, physical address, telephone number, registration information, including username, password reminder, and other information relating your account. Demographic data including race or ethnicity, religious or philosophical beliefs, sexual orientation, political affiliation, gender, marital status, estimated age range, occupation, education level, household status, head of household, spouse, elderly parent, young adult, dwelling type and size, rent or own home, estimated home value, length of residence, number of adults, presence of children, estimated household income, age, language preference, lifestyle interests, for example, PC owner, frequent traveler, golfer, domestic travel, amusement park visitor, payment details, in limited circumstances, registration information relating to any contests, features, and other promotions offered as part of, or in relation to, the services, sites, features, and applications. Responses generated in connection with participation in online research. Reports of issues with the services, sites, features, and applications. Information to secure our systems, prevent fraud, and help us protect the security of accounts. Screen names. Submissions and voting and polling activities. Usage and activity information relating to the services, sites, features, and applications. Search queries on our sites and applications. Information about your interests. Social media accounts and usage information. Information we obtain from a third party, such as a site or platform provider, about use of our applications on third-party platforms or devices. Your activity on services, sites, and applications, such as title selections, shows you have watched and search queries. Interactions with our emails and texts, and with our messages through push and online messaging channels. Information associated with the preferences and settings on an account or user profile, which may include audio and video settings, recording file location, screen sharing settings, and other settings and configuration information. Details of your interactions with our customer service, such as the date, time, and reason for contacting us, transcripts of any chat conversations, and if you call us, your phone number and call recordings. Technical information gathered automatically when you use the services, sites, features, and applications, including device information, like operating system version and battery level, browser information, internet service provider or mobile carrier, referring and exit pages, date and timestamps, clickstream data, including page clicks and scrolls, location, for access and use verification, bandwidth speed, IP address and device ID, MAC address, Wi-Fi information, and other device information like Bluetooth signals. Information from cookies and similar technologies. See below for more information. How do we use your information? Depending on how you interact with our services, sites, features, applications, the nature of your communications, and our interactions with certain third parties, we may use your information to verify access to our services, sites, features, and applications, verify the status of your account, coordinate with partners on making the service available to subscribers and providing information to non-subscribers about the availability of the service, improve the services, sites, features, and applications by providing personalized content, language, help, and instructions, customize our services, sites, features, and applications by location, secure our systems, prevent fraud, and help us protect the security of subscriber accounts, prevent, detect, and investigate potentially prohibited or illegal activities, including fraud, and to enforce our terms, analyze and understand our audience, improve our service and optimize content, recommendation algorithms, and delivery, provide customer service assistance, ask you to participate in surveys, provide you with news, newsletters, updates, targeted advertising, promotions, sweepstakes, and special offers. Better understand how you use our services, sites, features, and applications, including checking traffic patterns and what types of content are most popular. Receive and respond to submissions or correspondence. Use your information consistent with our terms of use. Check email opens. Exercise and comply with legal rights. Please note that we may also combine your information to help us tailor our communications to you and to develop rich online content and services across our services, sites, features, and applications. How do we share your information? With your consent. We may, from time to time, disclose or share your information with your consent. We may obtain your consent in writing, online through click-through, or related agreements when you accept terms of use on our services, sites, and applications orally, in person, on the telephone, or by other means. With third parties. We may share your information with certain third parties, such as marketing, advertising, and analytics partners. We use third-party marketing, advertising, and analytics providers to provide statistics and analysis about how people are using our services, sites, features, and applications, and to provide advertising and marketing for our services, including targeted advertising based on your use of our website. Where required by law, we will first obtain your consent before engaging in the marketing or advertising activities described. Vendors. We work with third-party service providers to provide, support, and improve our products and services and technical infrastructure, debugging to identify and repair error and/or protecting against malicious, deceptive, fraudulent, or illegal activity, and for business services such as payment processing. These vendors can access personal data subject to contractual and technical requirements for protecting personal data and prohibiting them from using personal data for any purpose other than to provide services to us or as required by law. With company affiliates. We may share your information with company affiliates to identify products and services that may be of interest to you, for research and analysis, and to assist in the improvement of our services, sites, features, and applications, or those of our affiliates and in connection with promotions by us. Business transfers/bankruptcy. We may transfer your information as part of a corporate business transaction, such as a merger or acquisition, joint venture, corporate reorganization, financing, or sale of company assets, or in the unlikely event of insolvency, bankruptcy, or receivership, in which to any successor or to any person or entity that acquires ownership or control of the services, sites, features, and applications. This may occur in the event of a merger, acquisition, bankruptcy, or other sale of all or a portion of the company's assets. Other than to the extent ordered by a bankruptcy or other court proceeding, the use and disclosure of all transferred information will be subject to this privacy notice, unless provided otherwise, by law or to protect rights. We may share your information to satisfy any law, regulation, legal process, governmental request, or where we have a good belief that access, use, preservation, or disclosure of such information is reasonably necessary to 1. Enforce or apply agreements, 2. Protect our rights or interests, property or safety, or that of others, 3. In connection with claims, disputes, or litigation, in court or elsewhere, or 4. Protect users of our services, sites, features, and applications. How do we protect and store your information? Although no system can guarantee the complete security of your information, we take all commercially reasonable steps, appropriate to the nature of information at issue, to ensure your information is subject to appropriate organizational, technical, and physical safeguards to protect against unauthorized access or disclosure, in alignment with all applicable laws and regulations. How long do we keep your personal information? We keep your information for as long as necessary in accordance with the purposes for which it was collected, our business needs, and our legal and regulatory obligations. If we dispose of your information, we will do so in a way that is secure and appropriate to the nature of the information subject to disposal. Data transfers. We operate globally and may transfer your personal information with company affiliates or third parties in locations around the world for the purposes described in this privacy notice. Wherever your personal information is transferred, stored, or processed by us, we will take reasonable steps to safeguard the privacy of your personal information. These steps may include implementing standard contractual clauses where recognized by law, obtaining your consent, or other lawful means of transferring personal information. Links to other sites. We may, from time to time, offer links to other websites from our services, sites, features, and applications, including to the websites of our distributors, the websites and applications of social media platforms, and websites that are sponsored by or co-branded with third parties. These third parties may have information practices that are different than ours. We recommend that you review such sites' terms of use and privacy statements prior to use or submitting any information to them. We cannot verify, warrant, endorse, or take responsibility for the availability, accuracy, completeness, quality, practices, or policies of such sites or content available from such sites. We do not make any representations or warranties as to the security of any information, including, without limitation, credit card and other personal information you might be requested to give any third party. Cookies, advertising, and tracking. From time to time, we may collect and share your information through the use of cookies and related technologies, including flash cookies, pixels, tags, software development kits, application program interfaces, and web beacons, for the purpose of identifying and authenticating users, preventing fraud, enhancing our services, sites, features, and applications, and to tailor content to you. Cookies. Cookies are small information files that our services, sites, features, and applications may place on your computer or other device. Some cookies are temporary. Others are permanent. And there are different types of cookies that serve different purposes, such as functionality, marketing, and advertising. Below we outline the types of cookies our services, sites, and features may use. Session cookies. Session cookies exist only during an online session. They disappear from your device when you close your browser or turn off your device. We use session cookies to allow our systems to uniquely identify you during a session or while you are logged into the services, sites, features, and applications. This allows us to process your online transactions and requests and verify your identity after you have logged in as you move through our services, sites, and features. Persistent cookies. Persistent cookies remain on your device after you have closed your browser or turned off your device. We use persistent cookies to track aggregate and statistical information about user activity. Essential cookies. Our services, sites, features, and applications won't work properly without essential cookies. For example, we and our third-party service providers may use essential cookies to identify and authenticate users of our services, sites, features, and applications. We also use essential cookies to enforce our terms of use and maintain the security of our services, sites, features, and applications. Performance cookies. Performance cookies collect information about how visitors use our services, sites, features, and applications, for example, which pages users visit most often and error messages received by users from web pages. Performance cookies don't collect information that identify a visitor, and the information these cookies collect is aggregated and anonymized. Advertising cookies. Advertising cookies are used to deliver advertisements relevant to visitors based on the visitor's interests and to measure the effectiveness of advertising campaigns. These cookies are usually placed by advertising networks with our permission. They remember that you have visited the website, and this information is shared with other organizations such as advertisers. Interest-based advertising. Embedded scripts/web beacons. An embedded script is programming code used to collect information about how you interact with our services, sites, features, and applications. The embedded script is temporarily downloaded onto your device from our or a third-party web server and is active only while you are connected to the services, sites, features, and applications. A web beacon is a small graphic image or programming code that may be included in our web pages and email messages. Software development kits. A software development kit, SDK, is a collection of software tools, libraries, documentation, code samples, processes, and guides that developers use to create applications for specific platforms or frameworks. SDKs can include analytics and other third-party tools. Third-party ad servers. Third-party ad servers may present or serve advertisements, provide us with data collection, reporting, ad response measurement, and analytics, and assist with delivery of relevant marketing messages and advertisements. These third parties may view, edit, or set their own cookies. They may also collect information concerning your online activities over time and across different websites. The information they may collect includes the other sites you have visited or applications that you have downloaded to your mobile device, and other information about you or your device in order to help analyze and serve targeted advertising. Interest-based advertising. Preferences. You can review and change your preferences for cookies, including advertising cookies, on our websites by clicking the Change Cookie Preferences button available when you link to our privacy notice, stars.com/us/en/privacy. You can also opt out of interest-based advertising by participating third-party ad networks. See your choices for more information. Third-party analytics. We may use third-party analytics service providers to evaluate and provide us with information about the services, sites, features, and applications. These vendors may have their own tracking technologies on your device, and they may otherwise collect or have access to information about you. This information may be stored and shared by these vendors to process your transactions and provide access to the services, sites, features, and applications. We may also use this information for internal review and analysis of the services, sites, features, and applications. Further, we use Google Analytics to analyze site traffic. You can find out more information about Google Analytics cookies, including information on how to opt out of Google Analytics relating to your use of our digital services by visiting the relevant Google support page at tools.google.com/dl page/GA opt-out HL equals EN www.google.com/policies/privacy/partners. reCAPTCHA Enterprise to protect the site and the Google privacy policy at policies.google.com/privacy and Google Terms of Service at policies.google.com/terms apply. Your choices. We provide you the ability to exercise certain controls and choices regarding your information. If you are a California resident, you may have additional rights. To learn more about those rights, please see California Residents section below. Correct your information. We will use reasonable efforts to allow you to update or correct the information we collect about you by visiting the settings tool available within the services. To help protect your privacy and security, we will take reasonable steps to verify your identity before granting access or making corrections to any of your information. Control cookie preferences. For more information about cookies set through our services, sites, features, and applications, and to exercise choices regarding them, click the privacy notice link at stars.com/us/en. Control your browsers. You may be able to disable and manage some cookies through your browser settings. If you use multiple browsers on the same device, you will need to manage your settings for each browser. Analytics provider opt-outs. To disable analytics cookies, you can use the browser controls discussed above, or, for some of our providers, for example, Google or Apple, you can use their individual opt-out mechanisms. Interest-based advertising. For more information or to opt out of receiving interest-based advertising from participating third-party advertisers, please visit Digital Advertising Alliance at optout.aboutads.info/?C =2 $LANG=EN. Digital Advertising Alliance App Choices application at aboutads.info/app choices. Network Advertising Initiative at optout.networkadvertising.org/?C =1. STARZ is committed to consumer transparency and choice and respects the industry's self-regulatory DAA principles. Connected devices. For connected devices, such as smart TVs or streaming devices, you should navigate to the device settings and select the option that allows you to disable automatic content recognition or ad tracking. These settings vary by device type. Cross-device tracking. To opt out of our browser-based cross-device tracking for advertising purposes, you must opt out separately on each device and each browser that you use. For more information about cross-device matching, please visit the Network Advertising Initiative or the Digital Advertising Alliance. Email opt-out. If at any time you wish to opt out or unsubscribe from receiving commercial emails related to our services, sites, features, and applications, you may A. Use the unsubscribe link at the bottom of each commercial email you receive, or B. Visit the settings tool available within the services to opt out of receiving commercial emails and to update your email preferences. Please remember that, 1. Even if you opt out of receiving commercial emails from us, we reserve the right to send transactional or relationship communications to you. For example, if we need to contact you regarding your account status, technical support, product information, changes to the terms of use for the services, sites, features, or applications, and any other matter that might affect our service to you and/or our records on you. And 2. Certain information or services can only be provided to you if information is provided. If you elect not to provide such information or opt out of having your information shared, you may not be able to receive certain content or information. Do not track. Our services, sites, features, and applications may, from time to time, collect information about your online activities over time and across different sites and applications. When you use our services, sites, features, and applications, third parties may also collect information about your online activities over time and across different websites, online or cloud computing services, online applications, or mobile applications. Some browsers support a do not track feature, which is intended to be a signal to websites that you do not wish to be tracked across different websites you visit. Our services, sites, features, and applications currently do not change the way they operate based upon a do not track or similar signal. You may, however, disable certain tracking as discussed in your choices section. Children. We do not knowingly collect or use any information from individuals under the age of 13. If you are a parent or guardian who has discovered that your child under the age of 13 has submitted his or her information without your permission or consent, you can ask us to remove your child's information by contacting us at privacy@starz.com. Upon notice from you, we will make reasonable efforts to investigate and remove the information. Please include in your message the same username and/or email address and password that your child submitted. Changes. We may change this privacy notice from time to time. Notice may be by email to you at the last email address you provided us, by posting notice of such changes on our sites and applications, or by other means, consistent with applicable law. The effective and last updated date will be stated at the top of this privacy notice. You should regularly check this page for any changes to this privacy notice. California Privacy Notice. If you are a California resident, this section applies to you. The following definitions apply. Disclosures. The following is a list of the categories of personal information STARZ has collected from or about you in the 12 months preceding the date this privacy notice was last updated. This list includes a disclosure of 1. The categories of sources from which the information was collected, 2. The business or commercial purpose for collecting, sell, or sharing the information, and 4. The categories of third parties with whom we share the information. Identifiers. Contact information, such as your name, address, and telephone number, unique identifiers, such as a device identifier and a government-issued ID number, financial information, such as a credit or debit card number, and online identifiers, such as an IP address and a social media channel ID. Categories of sources from which the information is collected. We collect this category of information from you directly or automatically from your devices. We also may collect this information from third parties, such as financial institutions, payment processors, and social networks. Is the information sold or shared? Some. We make available your IP address and other persistent online identifiers to our advertising partners. In some instances, this transaction may constitute a sale or sharing of your personal information under California law. Is this sensitive personal information? Yes, to the extent your information collected includes your social security number, driver's license, state identification card, passport number, account login information, financial account, debit card, or credit card in combination with a required access or security code, password, or credentials, business or commercial purpose for collecting, selling, or sharing the information. We collect this category of information to identify, better understand, and communicate with you, to create and administer accounts, to process orders, payments, and refunds, to provide, improve, market, and personalize our products and services, including this site and the services, and third-party products and services, provide customer care. For physical security, cybersecurity, incident response, and risk reduction purposes, for legal, record-keeping, and compliance purposes, and for other purposes communicated to you at the time of collection. Is this information disclosed to third parties for a business purpose? Yes. Categories of third parties to whom such information is disclosed for a business purpose. We disclose this category of personal information to various third-party partners, providers, affiliates, and service providers. How long we keep the information? We keep this category for so long as is reasonably necessary and proportionate to the original purpose for which we collected the information. We base our criteria in determining appropriate retention periods on regulatory and legal requirements, contractual requirements, business needs, and the expectations of our consumers. Legally protected demographic information, such as your race, ethnicity, or gender identity. Categories of sources from which the information is collected. We collect this category of information from you directly. We may also collect this information from third parties, such as social networks. Is the information sold or shared? No. Is this sensitive personal information? Yes, to the extent your information collected includes racial or ethnic origin, sex life, or sexual orientation, business or commercial purpose for collecting, selling, or sharing the information. We collect this category of information to identify, better understand, and communicate with you, to improve, market, and personalize our products and services, including this site and the services, and for other purposes communicated to you at the time of collection. Is this information disclosed to third parties for a business purpose? Yes. Categories of third parties to whom such information is disclosed for a business purpose. We disclose this category of personal information to various third-party partners, providers, affiliates, and service providers. How long we keep the information? We keep this category for so long as is reasonably necessary and proportionate to the original purpose for which we collected the information. We base our criteria in determining appropriate retention periods on regulatory and legal requirements, contractual requirements, business needs, and the expectations of our consumers. Commercial information, such as records of the products you purchased or considered purchasing. Categories of sources from which the information is collected. We collect this category of information from you directly, from third parties, or automatically from your devices. Is the information sold or shared? No. Is this sensitive personal information? No. Business or commercial purpose for collecting, selling, or sharing the information. We collect this category of information to identify, better understand, and communicate with you, to create and administer accounts, to process orders, payments, and refunds, to provide, improve, market, and personalize our products and services, including this site and the services, cybersecurity, incident response, and risk reduction purposes, provide customer care, for legal, record-keeping, and compliance purposes, and for other purposes communicated to you at the time of collection. Is this information disclosed to third parties for a business purpose? Yes. Categories of third parties to whom such information is disclosed for a business purpose. We disclose this category of personal information to various third-party partners, providers, affiliates, and service providers. How long we keep the information. We keep this category for so long as is reasonably necessary and proportionate to the original purpose for which we collected the information. We base our criteria in determining appropriate retention periods on regulatory and legal requirements, contractual requirements, business needs, and the expectations of our consumers. Geolocation information. Your physical location. Categories of sources from which the information is collected. We collect this category of information from you or your devices when you provide it to us or interact with us online, such as through our site and services or our social media. Is the information sold or shared? No. Is this sensitive personal information? Yes. Business or commercial purpose for collecting, selling, or sharing the information. We collect this category of information to identify, better understand, and communicate with you, to administer accounts, to provide, improve, market, and personalize our products and services, including this site and services, provide customer care, cybersecurity, incident response, and risk reduction purposes, for legal, record-keeping, and compliance purposes, and for other purposes communicated to you at the time of collection. Is this information disclosed to third parties for a business purpose? Yes. Categories of third parties to whom such information is disclosed for a business purpose. We disclose this category of information to related or affiliated companies under our control, to service providers that provide customer experience management, marketing, fraud prevention and security, and to other third parties, such as law enforcement, as required by law. How long we keep the information. We keep this category for so long as is reasonably necessary and proportionate to the original purpose for which we collected the information. We base our criteria in determining appropriate retention periods on regulatory and legal requirements, contractual requirements, business needs, and the expectations of our consumers. Sensory information. Audio, electronic, visual, thermal, olfactory, or similar information related to you. Categories of sources from which the information is collected. We collect this category of information from you or your devices when you provide it to us or interact with us online, such as through our site and the services. Is the information sold or shared? No. Is this sensitive personal information? No. Business or commercial purpose for collecting, selling, or sharing the information. We collect this category of information to identify and communicate with you, provide customer care, for legal, record-keeping, and compliance purposes, and for other purposes communicated to you at the time of collection. Is this information disclosed to third parties for a business purpose? Yes. Categories of third parties to whom such information is disclosed for a business purpose. We disclose this category of information to related or affiliated companies under our control, to service providers that provide customer experience management and fraud prevention and security, and to other third parties, such as law enforcement, as required by law. How long we keep the information. We keep this category for so long as is reasonably necessary and proportionate to the original purpose for which we collected the information. We base our criteria in determining appropriate retention periods on regulatory and legal requirements, contractual requirements, business needs, and the expectations of our consumers. Inferences. Inferences drawn from any of the information identified above. Categories of sources from which the information is collected. We draw inferences about you from the information we collect from you or your devices when you provide it to us or interact with us online, such as through our site, as defined above, or our social media, or offline, such as through a retail location or over the phone. We also draw inferences about you from the information we collect from third parties, such as financial institutions, payment processors, and social networks. Is the information sold or shared? No. Is this sensitive personal information? No. Business or commercial purpose for collecting, selling, or sharing the information. We draw these inferences to better understand and communicate with you, to provide, improve, market, and personalize our products and services, including this site, as defined above, and for other purposes communicated to you at the time of collection. Is this information disclosed to third parties for a business purpose? Yes. Categories of third parties to whom such information is disclosed for a business purpose. We disclose this category of information to related or affiliated companies under our control and to third parties, such as law enforcement, as required by law. How long we keep the information? We keep this category for so long as is reasonably necessary and proportionate to the original purpose for which we collected the information. We base our criteria in determining appropriate retention periods on regulatory and legal requirements, contractual requirements, business needs, and the expectations of our consumers. Rights. Right to know. You have a right to request that we disclose, up to 2 times per year, what personal information we've collected about you. The process for exercising this right is described below under Exercising your right to know, delete, and correction. Right to correct. You have a right to request that we correct personal information we've collected about you. The process for exercising this right is described below under Exercising your right to know, delete, and correction. Right to delete. You have a right to request deletion your personal information. The process for exercising this right is described below under Exercising your right to know, delete, and correction. Right to opt out. You have a right to opt out of the sale or sharing of your personal information. The process for exercising this right is described below under Sale and sharing of your information and your right to opt out. Right to non-discrimination. You have a right not to be discriminated against for the exercise of your rights described herein. Exercising your right to know, deletion, and correction. You may exercise your right to know, right to correct, and right to deletion by clicking here to STARZ Privacy Rights Manager, link to submit-ARC.trust.ARC.429F-429F-427E-BDD5-AAE67F528D57 or contacting us at privacy@starz.com. To process these requests, we must be able to verify your identity. In order to do so, you must provide the information we request as part of the verification process, such as your contact information and an additional identifier based on your relationship with us. Before we process your request, we will match these data points with data points we currently maintain to verify your identity and your relationship with us. You can designate an authorized agent to make a request to access, correct, or delete your information on your behalf. When you use an authorized agent to submit a request for access, correction, or deletion, you must provide the authorized agent with written permission to do so, and in certain circumstances, we may ask you to verify your own identity directly with us. We may deny a request from an authorized agent that does not submit proof that they have been authorized by you to act on your behalf. Sale of information and the right to opt out. We sell and share your personal information through various channels, including online and offline. Specifically, we make available certain of your personal information available to advertising, marketing, and analytics partners. For those sales occurring online, you can click Do Not Sell/Share My Information and manage your preferences. For offline sales, you can send an email to privacy@starz.com. We don't have actual knowledge of selling or sharing personal information or sensitive personal information of any California resident who is 16 years or younger. You may also set the Global Privacy Control, GPC, to opt out of the sale or sharing of your personal information for targeted advertising for each participating browser system that you use. Using sensitive personal information. We do not process your sensitive personal information for the purpose of deriving characteristics about you. We instead only use sensitive personal information, if at all, for those permissible purposes under the CCPA. California's Shine the Light Law. If you are a California resident, you have the right to request information from us once per calendar year regarding the customer information we share with third parties for the third party's direct marketing purposes. To request this information, please send an email to privacy@starz.com with request for California privacy information in the subject line and in the body of your message. We will provide the requested information to you via an email response. California's Eraser Button Law. If you are a California resident under 18 years old and a registered user of the site, as defined above, you can request that we remove content or information that you have posted to our website or other online services. Fulfillment of the request may not ensure complete or comprehensive removal, for example, if the content or information has been reposted by another user. To request removal of content or information, please contact us at privacy@starz.com. Colorado, Connecticut, Montana, Oregon, Texas, Utah, or Virginia privacy notice. Notice of collection. To learn more about the categories of personal information we collect about you and how we use it, please see what information do we collect about you and how do we use your information. To learn more about the categories of third parties with whom we may disclose your personal information, please see how do we share your information. Your rights. Please note, you can designate an authorized agent to make the below requests on your behalf. When you use an authorized agent, you must provide the authorized agent with written permission to do so, and in certain circumstances, we may ask you to verify your own identity directly with us. We may deny a request from an authorized agent that does not submit proof that they have been authorized by you to act on your behalf. To exercise any of the rights below, you may submit a request at STARZ Privacy Rights Manager, linked at submit-ARC.trust-ARC.com/services/validation/AE459E19-429F-427E-BDD5-AAE678F528D57. Right to know and access. You have a right to know whether STARZ is processing your personal information, access such personal information subject to certain exceptions, and obtain a copy of the personal information in a portable format. If you live in Oregon, you also have a right to request a list of specific third parties to which STARZ has disclosed your personal information. Right to delete. You have a right to request that we delete your personal information subject to certain exceptions. Right to correct. With the exception of Utah, you have a right to ask that STARZ correct the personal information it has about you, subject to certain exceptions. Right to opt out. You have a right to opt out of the sale or use of your personal information for targeted advertising. Right to non-discrimination. You have a right not to be discriminated against for the exercise of your rights described herein. Right to appeal. You have a right to appeal a denial any of the above rights by sending your appeal to privacy@starz.com. Nevada Privacy Notice. If you are a Nevada resident, you have the right to submit a request directing us not to make any sale of your personal information. STARZ does not sell your personal information. However, to request email confirmation that we do not sell your personal information, please send an email to privacy@starz.com with request for Nevada privacy information in the subject line and in the body of your message. We will provide the requested information to you via an email response. This has been a reading of the STARZ Privacy Notice, effective date, December 10th, 2024. A link to the full text can be found in the video's description. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos. Thanks for watching and have a nice day.